There's nothing quite like autumn in the mountains. Today, we're in the Alps and we're searching for those beautiful autumn colours. What a beautiful spot this is. Loving the clouds, low cloud around the mountains, and some great colour just here. But every time I come to this spot, there's always this ugly bit in the middle. Today we're in a place called Ahornboden. It's very famous for maple trees and therefore very, very famous for autumn when the colours are right. As you can see, I think these are maples behind me, and if it is, then there's more colour than when we tried to come for autumn last year, but definitely miss-peak, I think. I'm not going to worry about that though. There's some fantastic sights. I think there's a good chance of a really nice photo or two. My aim today is to get those elusive 3 photos I'm really happy with. I'm going with really happy today, not just happy, because I think it's a strong possibility. So yeah, let's go and explore. We had the first snow of winter, I think last night. First night it was cold enough, I believe, so it must be last night. And so you can see a little bit of a dusting. Further up you'll see quite a bit more, but man, does it look good. So I'm just looking at this composition here. We've got these lovely trees with still a little bit of colour on them, and they therefore contrast a little bit to the dark background, and of course the dusting of snow and the clouds on the mountains behind, with a very noisy plane going overhead. I think there's probably a nice shot there. So here goes. Here's the shot. I really like this shot. I think it would have been stronger with a little bit more orange on the trees, but overall I'm very happy with it. I think it came out well. Might just be able to see Michelle at the car there, and through here is the Carvendel Mountains, or they're all the Carvendel Mountains, but here's some of the most spectacular peaks which I will show you at the moment, and they are looking absolutely incredible today. Look at that for a view. How fantastic is that? You can see the snow on the Carvendel Mountains there. You can see the maples in the valley floor. Definitely past peak, lost quite a few of their leaves, but there's still some colour. Yeah, there's some scope for some nice photos today. I'm confident of that. Whether I can get them or not, well, we shall see. I'm absolutely loving this tree here and the clouds behind it now. I wish this little sapling or small tree wasn't there, or the clouds were better over here so I could move to the left and shoot in that direction. But as is often the way, I'll get what I can. I quite like this image. I think the edited version shows the atmosphere in the sky, and the trees reasonably interesting. It just blends in a little bit to the background trees, but can't do much about that. I talk about atmosphere quite a lot, and today there is a lot of it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Putting a grin on my face, that's for sure. Not been out much recently, and oh, I missed it. I'm happy I'm out today. We have a ride along, or I have a ride along with me today. I really like this image. The contrast of the dark moody background combined with the nice colour on the trees, I think makes this a fairly strong image. As you can probably see, the weather has closed in somewhat, so I'm not sure how many more photos I'm going to be able to take. This is a shame, because I was loving it before. I think there's some good spots and some good compositions to be had. So we're not giving up just yet. Just sat in the car sheltering from the rain. Very glamorous. Those mountains, the big mountains, are here. Honestly, I promise you I'm not lying there, but look at the atmosphere Loving these clouds, absolutely fantastic. So we'll give it another, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. I think the forecast is for it to dry up a little bit. That would be nice. There's a little stream back behind me which I think has got some nice compositions if you can see those mountains. One thing I hadn't considered is October, and until the last couple of days we've had no rain for quite some time, and so I don't think, you can't quite see it, in here is the stream, but I'm not sure it is a stream at the moment. I can't see any water flowing in it, so I'm not going to check it out. On another day this could be called River Towards the Mountains, but today, well, not much of a river and, well, no mountains. So today's trip was, well, I needed to get out. It's been a long time since I've got out, and I was a little bit afraid of missing all of autumn. Well, it looks a bit, I've certainly missed some of autumn, but I think I've got lucky and there's more to come. The weather looks like it's closed in for a while longer than I'd hoped, to be completely fair, and so I think if I was on my own I might have stayed longer and wait. I also might not, but since Michelle's with me and I've achieved plan A, which was to see some autumn colours, hopefully get some nice shots. I'm fairly confident there's at least 2 or 3 good ones. Yeah, I think it's time to head back towards home. I think there's quite a few places to stop, especially in these conditions on the way back, that have photographic potential, so more to come hopefully. Oh, it's horrible out there. As always seems to happen, we leave and the rain subsides. The clouds haven't really lifted though, so we won't be able to see those mountains anyway, so I'm less disappointed that we left. It wouldn't be too late to turn around if we really wanted to, but I think it's good to carry on. As I say, I think there's other shots to be had. Sadly behind me you can't see the amazing blue in the water from this vantage point, and there actually isn't much that way. There isn't much orange on those trees either, so yeah, still pretty. Hope it's going to be a good shot. It's a slightly precarious position, but good shot. Good shot. Good shot, yeah, good shot apparently. Okay, so I've made it into the middle of the river. There's this little, I don't know if spit is the right word, but I'm hoping, I don't know if you can see behind me, use this as a bit of a leading line down the river. So there's my tripod that I will try up soon. I'm trying to use this triangle shape to point down. There's even a little bit of cloud over there. Unfortunately all the colour seems to be on the right hand side, so it does unbalance it somewhat, but I think it's definitely worth a try. So if it's not a complete disaster, here's the shot. I just can't decide if I like this image or not. There's no focal point. I think that bothers me. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
How's the photo?
Then I will see. Made it. Next quick stop. We crossed this bridge a few times, but I've always wanted to stop. I'm not sure it's going to be much of a shot, but 2 seconds to stop, so we'll have a look. I really like the blues and the oranges in this shot. The only problem is that it feels a little bit unbalanced, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think if that's got any chance of working at all, I'm going to have to really darken the sky. It's just too bright and too distracting. But I did like the water. The blue in the water is just amazing. And obviously blue and orange works very well. So, yeah, we'll see. But you'll have probably already seen the shot, so you'll have made up your own mind already. Whereas I have no idea right now. Another stop. Looked like the sun's rays were pouring out the side of a cloud, so of course I had to stop. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. Let's find out. Oh, well, it's pretty. I'm not sure there's a photo here, but it's definitely pretty. I think this is an okay image. I'm not sure the light is really strong enough to hold this together, but it was definitely worth a shot. Yeah, not too sure about that one. I tried to balance the trees in the bottom left with the mountains in the top right, and it's certainly nice light, but I'm not sure it's strong enough to be a good photo, but I guess we'll find out, or I guess you've already found out, and I'll let you know in the voiceover. But fingers crossed, it was definitely worth a stop, that's for sure. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like below. It really does help, so thank you for that. I'm sure you can agree, Ahornboden is absolutely a fantastic place, especially at this time of the year. The colours were definitely better than when we tried the same thing last year, so happy about that. It was just great to be out and about. I really enjoyed it. It's a shame the day was cut a little bit short, but that's the way it goes, and in the end it was the weather that was giving me the atmosphere that I was enjoying anyway, so not going to grumble at all. The big question is, did I get the 3 images, or did I call them very happy images I was after that day? The answer is no. No, I didn't. I think I got 2. So let's have a look at those. I think this was my favourite image of the day. I really like the atmosphere in the image with the clouds and the mist in the background, and I think there's quite a lot of depth with that and the trees and the colour in the foreground, so really happy with it. The second image I really like from the day is this one. Now this took a bit of editing, and I might have the centre of the image a little bit too bright, I think, but I like, again, the depth, I like the colours, and it just has that mood and atmosphere, which was a good reflection of how it was on the day. So yeah, these 2 I'm really, really happy with. So I'm happy with the 2 images I did get. I think had the day been longer, I could well have got the 3 I was aiming for. I quite like to set myself little targets. It gives me a little bit of motivation, especially when editing. But yeah, that was the end of the day. That's the end of the video. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.